You know how much effort it takes to drown a town of people? Think about that logistically, what that takes. I want to make a series here on TikTok and call it White Black History, because as a white person, I know we don't get taught the truth. Not in America. To give you an example, it would be like the Tulsa Massacre, where Black Wall Street is what we called it, an extremely wealthy black neighborhood, was beaten and burned down. Another one's like the Wilmington Massacre in North Carolina in like 1898, where a group of white supremacists just decided to overthrow the local government that was biracial and then just kill all the black people. Show me that in your history book. Or you have like the Conto Pro and like the targeting of black leaders from like 1950 something to 1971, where basically it was an FBI initiated program that was designed to infiltrate and target black leaders, black communities, anybody who was really outspoken against things. We just don't learn these things. Like literally the FBI and the CIA have been involved in the disparagement, displacement, and eradication of black people and their wealth forever. Then when somebody brings it up, we sound crazy. Because you haven't heard it in a textbook in 6th grade. Why would we teach you you're the bad guy? It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of things that we don't get taught that are actual things. There were several black towns that were drowned. Think about that for a minute. Do you know how much work and effort it takes to drown a town because you don't like what they look like? Oscarville, Georgia, Choctaw City, Alabama, Seneca Village in New York, more recent, Coalinga, Alabama, Freedman's in Texas. That's black-white history, though.
Are we still calling people colonizers?
I mean, y'all still colonizing. Taking property using eminent domain, colonizing. Going to some exotic land and buying up all the property so that you can vacation in and ultimately raising the property value so that the native people can no longer afford property there, colonized. Coming back to a city that everybody divested from and left all the black people there to fend for themselves just to bring up luxury apartments, and now the people that were born and raised there can no longer afford to live there, colonizing. Taking someone's intellectual property and rebranding it as your own, colonizing. Taking somebody else's culture and creating a business from it for you to make money, colonizing. Raising the rent on businesses that have been in a place for over a decade just so that, the coffee shops and fusion restaurants can come in, colonizing. Colonizing in 2021 is just being done with money instead of violence. So if you don't want to be called a colonizer, stop colonizing.
2021, are we?
Have been fired after a police department audit of video recordings captured the officers saying pretty evil and racist things, including one of them hoping that there would be a new civil war to, quote, wipe black people off the map, and that he was ready to be part of that civil war. So the Wilmington Police Department in North Carolina took the action against Corporal Jesse Moore and officers Kevin Piner and Brian Gilmore. Each was accused of violating standards of conduct, criticism, and use of inappropriate jokes and slurs. So how were these recordings discovered? Well, a sergeant was conducting a video audit, as I mentioned earlier, as part of a monthly inspection that was reviewing footage from Piner's car that had been classified as accidental activation. After the sergeant listened to the conversation and determined comments made by Piner and Moore were extremely racist, she contacted the department administrator for the camera system. Now, I'm going to go to the details of what was said in these recordings. Piner, in one of them, told Moore that he feels a civil war is coming and that he is ready. Piner said that he was going to buy an assault rifle and soon, quote, "We are just going to go out and start slaughtering them." And then he used an expletive to refer to black people. "I can't wait. God, I can't wait." Moore responded that he wouldn't do that. Piner told Moore that he felt a civil war was needed to wipe them off the effing map. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations. Moore told Piner he was crazy, and the recording stopped a short time later. Gilmore, hired by the department in 1997, said that whites were now worshiping blacks, adding he'd seen a video of a fine-looking white girl and his little punk pretty boy bowing down and kissing their toes. The two then complained about black officers on the force, calling one a piece of expletive, and then complaining that another was sitting on his ass during the protests. Let's see how his boys take care of him when things get rough. See if they don't put a bullet in his head. Just the most hideous, horrendous rhetoric. In North Carolina have been